People of the Purple Butterfly here, otherwise known as People of 7 on Twitter and YouTube, people are elsewhere on the internet. My soaps are located at purplebutterfly-soaps.myshopify.com, my blog, purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com. And the Super Bowl 2023 soap had a few issues. It's set up very fast. I had to water the batch. There may have been too much water. It was concerned about whether it was going to set up at all and whether or not it was too lie heavy or if it was okay. So I do have some water and some litmus strips now and gloves, and I literally put it on this sheet and covered it with an old t-shirt just in case it was going to volcano, because it was that kind of issue. In other words, it was a seize soap. When a soap seizes, you can try to save the seized soap into a regular soap, but because the setup doesn't necessarily mean that the soap reached trace or emulsification. If it's still saponifying even in that frozen state, it can volcano out of the mold. Usually volcanoes happen with hot processed soap, but in the case of a cold processed soap, it's rare, but it does happen. So just as a precaution, I put it on the floor and put all the stuff in place, so that way if it did volcano, I had something to catch it that wouldn't, mess up my floor, my tile, and all that. And with that being said, it's been 2 days. It's time to cut this, because otherwise I'll lose the opportunity to cut it at all, because when soap sets up, it sets up. So yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to, well, it did leak a lot. Well, there's some liquid. Pouring that out. I'm going to take well, actually you can't see that, can you? There you go. I just poured that out of the mold. I'm going to take this litmus strip. I got two of them. Yeah, that's not good. That's black. That means that's causelite liquid, and this batch is probably going to get trashed. Yeah. But in the meantime, at least it's not on my floor. See what I'm saying? Let me just go ahead and dump this out. Now the thing about causelite liquid, that's hot, but that doesn't mean the soap inside of it is. It just means the liquid that poured off is. So we're going to see if there's anything that's salvageable. In the meantime, let's put this here so it can catch all that extra. And like I said, I don't know if it will even hold. That's a mess. So this is never going to be sold. Oh, that's a mess for real. I'm surprised it even set up this much. As you can tell, there's a lot of that liquid on it. But I am going to cut it just so I can see what the design would have been. And then I'm going to toss it. Because for that to come out black, that means there's hot spots. Like the hot spots. Let's see, can you see that? Yeah, okay. I got a box here I could put it in after I cut it. So, yeah. And it's mushy on the top. Technically, it's mushy all the way through. Well, that went through far too easy. And that's what it was going to look like. Actually, this part was supposed to be swirled. This part was supposed to be swirled. And there was going to be a little, like, zigzag in the middle with the hanger tool. But, you know, it froze in place. So that's what we got. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, because I tested the causelite liquid, I didn't test the soap itself, so we're going to do that. Because if it's safe to touch and it's not a hot batch, then that means I can just give it an extra long dry time and it'll be safe. Nope, that's not usable. But let's have fun seeing what could have been. And then I'm going to remake this batch, tweak my recipe. That one, I just tell is a yuck. Oh, this one's just mushy. But that's what it was going to look like. This was the Eagles colors, and this was the KFC, or Kansas City Chiefs color. But yeah. This team decided it was going to try to make an effort, so the red didn't even show up on this side, but yeah, it did on that side. That's part of the wave pattern, I think. Yeah. So, it smells amazing though. Nice to know the fragrance oil survived the seas, but yeah. And those spots right there where it's just plain soap, that's where I couldn't even blend it in. And as you could tell, this is literally mush. It's falling apart in my hands. And part of that just hit my leg. So now I gotta get a shower, because for the litmus to turn black, that means there's still active lye in there. So yeah. Now I get to scrub my cutter and make sure there's no active lye on anything. And off the wires. So, you seen the sea soap? You seen my efforts to save the sea soap. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. And now you see the aftermath of a sea soap that stayed hot. In other words, there's hot spots, there's causelite liquid, which means caustic liquids. The lye is still active in there, and it didn't set up. Some of it's mushy, some of it's not. It would have been a very pretty soap, but it's going into the trash after I take a few precautions, like giving it a vinegar bath to neutralize the lye. So yeah. In the meantime, that's just a crying shame, but it looked amazing. In the meantime, this has been People7 on Twitter and YouTube. Glad I wore gloves. People elsewhere on the internet. My soaps located at PurpleButterfly-soaps.myshopify.com. My blog, PurpleButterfly-people.blogspot.com. This is going to get totally neutralized. This part I could just let dry out. Put some vinegar on it, let it dry out more. So that way I don't have to worry about the lye. But I am going to have to mop this floor from where all the liquid hit. Which means I need to put on my shoes. Because we don't want to walk on that with barefoot. Yeah. Oh. And then standing up is always a challenge. And this can go directly into the laundry. So this has been Peopler. I'm crooked. Hold on. There we go. This has been Peopler7 on Twitter and YouTube, Peopler elsewhere on the internet. I am going to remake the soap for bowl soap. I've already tweaked my recipe. Instead of coconut oil and lard together, no. There's going to be lard, maybe some soybean oil, and some olive oil, no coconut oil. Or I'll go with my tried and true recipe where there's coconut oil, olive oil, and canola oil, and no lard. But lard, coconut oil together, that's a no. This has been Peopler. Stay blessed, stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye now.